I'm back again at the same place, different time, my dear friends. I hope you are doing all right around the world. You can see the title down there. We're back with the same player. Of course, there's a new updates. There's lots of talks. It looks like Chelsea, they're advancing in this negotiation on Michael Olise, of course, yeah. We've been talking about this geezer a long time now, right? I think I've done 3 videos on the same player, but different updates. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think this is going to be a big transfer window. I really think one of the big transfer window, because this transfer window is a long one, and we're going to hear a lot of signing. You know, supplies. I like surprises. Very, very good. Michael Olise was not a surprise. It's been there since last summer. We wanted Olise, but we could not get the deal done, and now Chelsea are going back to the player. A lot of clubs, a lot of big clubs are interested in this club. Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and outside Premier League, as I said, Bayern Munich, one of them, and other clubs, of course. Now, let's go through little by little. I'm going to start with Ben Jacobs, what he said, and then we'll go through different updates on the same player, of course. Check out this. The speed at which clubs are moving on Mike Olise is partly down to the player, who is in France's provisional Olympics squad, hoping to decide in the coming days or weeks on his future. Olise wants to carefully assess all suitors before deciding if a which move is right. Likely to be quiet on the structure process, with all clubs coming forward to Palace, aware of Olise's preference for clarity in June or early July. Chelsea don't feel at disadvantage because they don't have Champions League. Man United are expected to also approach Palace. Olise released claims in the region of 60 million and is complicated. There we go. It's complicated, we know that. Last summer was complicated, and this stayed as Crystal Palace. This time, as I said, it's going to be a big move for any clubs who will get Olise. It's going to be very interesting. But Chelsea, they have advantage, you know, because Joe Shield. That's the advantage we have. Joe Shield was at Manchester City. Olise was partly, I think, at Manchester City, if I remember. Let me know down in the comment if I'm wrong on that one, but I think he was. This is why we have a big advantage, because of Joe Shield. You know, Joe Shield is the one who got Copama to Chelsea. Lavia too. He's a good lad. He knows talent. He knows talent. This is why the other day I said, I have hope because of Joe Shield. Sometimes in the transfer market, of course, he doesn't decide everything. But sometimes when he decides stuff, I trust him. I really trust him. He's the one who was pushing for Enzo Malasca to become a Chelsea manager, just so you know. So I trust him. I'm not gonna, you know, throw him in the bin just like every other manager I do it. I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, let's continue on Olise. We got updates. Check out this. Chelsea have made a move for Michael Olise, sources claim that Olise's 60 million release claims may only be able to triggered by Champions League clubs. Like we laid in the other chapter, we said Chelsea, they don't have Champions League football. That's the only thing they can miss out on Michael Olise. But you never know. The transfer market, where it's going, and the player has to decide which clubs is suited for him. He's thinking about it. You cannot decide right away. You have to sit down with your family, especially your family, and think about it. And the other thing, advantage Chelsea have, it's a London club. And he wants to stay in London. Let's see what's gonna happen. I went to Crystal Palace when I was in England. It's a nice place, nice area, good food, you know. We took a bus, me and my wife, over there, and we met This guy, I forgot his name. I could have. It's been a long time. I forgot his name. He stayed in Crystal Palace, and we drove him. We drove together in the train, him and his mother, and we went to a big market to get some food, and they were shopping. That's where we met, and then they wanted to show us Crystal Palace a little bit, but we had so many things to do. So yeah, that's another story, another day. Let's continue with the news. Newcastle and Bayern Munich contact Palace over Olise. They did so on Wednesday before Chelsea. David Onson provided that information. Let's continue with the same player. Chelsea's mission is to agree personal terms with Mike Olise, then for him to go to Crystal Palace and say, I want Chelsea, or I want the Chelsea move. They have to make it happen. They want to make it happen. Conversations are going on Mike Olise. Fabrizio Romano provided this today. Chelsea have approached Crystal Palace today to ask about further details of Michael Olise. This claims he is a more top target for Chelsea again, as Chelsea asks for permission to talk with the player's side. Race still open with several clubs keen. Chelsea are now pushing. Chelsea are pushing really hard Michael Olise. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm not going to say much. I said a lot of words the other day because I did 2 videos on this guy, right? Let's see who's going to get Michael Olise. That's what I will say. Let's see. We know he's a brilliant player. We know what he can do. He's a game changer. Over there on the left side, he can play left or right side. Is that player, right? The only thing I'm worried about Olise is injury history. That's the only thing I'm like, right? So let's see what's going to happen. Now, talking about Michael Olise and the player who he can replace if he comes to Chelsea, if that deal happen, I think this player will be in trouble. Check out this. Newcastle have Chelsea's Nan Madueke on their short list. So Newcastle have Madueke on their short list. I think if Olise comes to Chelsea, Madueke, I think he will leave Chelsea. I think it's going to be a battle, him and Olise, to get into that position, and I think Madueke will end up leaving. You know, no one wants to sit on the bench. I would not love to sit on the bench. No, I would not love to do that. Anyway, we got another update on Levy Conwell. Check out this. Levy Conwell plans face-to-face talks with Enzo Maresca as he looks for guarantees that he will be a starter central back for Chelsea next season. Latest on Levy Conwell, Give Me Sports, CFC not for sale. He's just making sure it's not for sale. Chelsea said not for sale, of course. Not for sale stands is firm with Conwell valued by Chelsea leadership. But Conwell wants some guarantees from Enzo Maresca. No approach for this summer from PSG or Liverpool. Bayern aware of Chelsea's position. And this is where he needs to talk to a manager. Like he said, he's planning to talk to the manager to see if he's going to be a #1 starter in that defense over there. And I think he will. I don't see any problem about that, you know. Him and Toussaint, those 2 guys on the back there, I think they'll be great defenders, you know. Let's see. I'm not going to say much about Maresca's style because I don't know much. I haven't watched Leicester City a lot in the Championship, so I don't know anything about Maresca. And I think nobody knows anything about Maresca. We are all waiting the Premier League to start and see what Maresca is about and see what he can do in the Premier League, because he hasn't coached in the Premier League. He's at a massive football club and I think he's loving it, you know. I think he's so happy. He's like, wow, I am at Chelsea. Wow, you know. And he needs to do good. He needs to do good. And look, he has my support, and I think everybody is supporting Maresca. We see Maresca as a coach, not a manager, right? So we won't put pressure on him much. This is the first time I'm saying this on a manager. He will not have pressure from me. The only thing I'm going to look up it's the directors, the Chelsea owner, because those guys, they are the one who deciding everything right now. So, Cornwell, he will talk to Maraska to see if he can start, if he's number one, of course. And the other transfer, Michael Olise, pushing, Chelsea pushing for Michael Olise. Let's see what's going to happen. But as I said, other top clubs, they're in the race. And especially those guys who have the Champions League. Look, I think if Manchester City comes in for Olise, you know the rest. They got the Champions League. They got everything. So I think you will think about that. It's not only Chelsea here, you know? It's not only Chelsea. It's going to be a battle. I've seen so many people saying if he goes to Chelsea, he will ruin his career. Do you think that, guys? He will ruin his career if he goes to Chelsea? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think so. Kopama. Look at Kopama. Look at Kopama. You have to work harder. This is the problem people they don't know. You can go to any club as a player. It's up to you to show what you have. To show your manager, the club, what you're about to show. You know, gotta work harder. You gotta do this and this. You know, as a footballer, what to do. So you have to show. I am Olise and I am Kopama, like Kopama showed. It's Kopama. And nobody can take that position away from him. So let's see what's going to happen. And this is what I think, right? Yeah. And I will see you soon. Subscribe to Isaac Football Club. Hit that notification bell. You don't have to miss all the dreams right here. I will see you soon. And stay safe wherever you are, my dear friend. God bless.